going to be Hello everyone, and welcome back to my channel, or welcome if it's your first time here. In today's video I'll be showing you how to draft the basic foundation for any monostrap or one shoulder dress or blouse. The first thing you'll want to do is trace the full block of your front and back bodies. I like to transfer my bust dart to the waist dart sometimes, but it's not necessary for you to do that. So here I'm going to align my front bodies along the center front line with the already traced bodies, and I'm going to trace out my pattern, transferring my bust dart to the waistline of my pattern. So first I'm going to trace along the neckline of my pattern, along the shoulder and the armhole, and stop where my first dart leg at the side seam is, and I'm going to mark that point. And then at the waistline I'm going to trace from my dart leg to the center front. So the dart leg closest to the center front, and then I'm going to push a pin at my apex point and pull my paper along my side seam until my second dart leg touches the point of the first dart leg. Then I'm going to continue drawing, marking my side seam and also my waistline seam. Once that's done, I'm going to go ahead and redraw my lines and then mark in my dart as well. So from the apex point, I'm going to go downwards 1 inch. This is not necessary, you don't have to do it. I just like to go down from my apex 1 inch to give more room around the bust, but you can draw your dart leg to the apex point. So to begin the contour for a better pattern fit, first mark your bust radius, which is 3 inches on both sides of the pattern from the apex point all around the pattern, 3 inches. And on the radius line under the bust, mark 3/8 of an inch on both sides of the dart legs and connect that point to your apex and waistline dart leg. And repeat the same thing on both sides of your pattern paper. On the side seam, I'm going to go down by 1 inch and go inwards by 1/2 inch, and I'm going to draw in my new side seam line and also my new armhole curve. Do this on both side seams for a sleeveless base. Now on the shoulder line, we're going to go inwards by 1/2 inch. Again, do this if you're making a sleeveless monostrap dress or blouse. If you're adding sleeve, there's no need to do this on the side where you're adding the sleeve. So I'm going in by 1/2 inch and I'm going to draw that in line connecting to my underarm line, and then I'm going to mark my new seam line for my monostrap. So mine is 2 inches and I'm marking 2 inches from the shoulder point and connecting it back into the underarm of the other side of the dress. So I'm just going ahead to play with my curved ruler until I get the desired shape of the neckline I want, and then I'm going to make that line bold. Now at the top of my neckline, I'm going to take in 1/2 inch contour. So I'm marking the half point of my shoulder line and I'm connecting that point to my apex line, and on my neckline I'm going to mark airplanes. On my neckline I'm going to mark 1 inch from that line and connect it back to my apex point. On the neckline of my shoulder, I'm going inwards by 1/4 inch and I'm going to connect that back into the shoulder to make the neckline tighter so it's not loose along the neckline. Then you can go ahead and add in your princess seam if you want to add a princess seam, which I suggest you should. Draw in your princess seam on both sides of your pattern piece connecting to the apex point. And do the same thing on the other side of your pattern to draw your princess seam from your mid armhole point connecting through your apex to your dart leg, and then we can move on to working on our back pattern. Now for the back pattern, you want to decide where your monostrap goes. Now because we did it on this side of our paper, on the back pattern we'll be doing it on the other side of the paper. So we're repeating the exact same contour we did for the front. So we're going downwards 1 inch and inwards 1/2 inch. So here I'm marking inwards 1/2 inch and draw in my new side seam, and on that line I'm going downwards 1 inch. So I repeated the same thing on the other side of my pattern, and I'm just going to go ahead now and draw in my new shoulder seam. So from the shoulder tip I'm going inwards 1/2 inch. Again, only do this if you're working with a strap, if you're doing a sleeveless monostrap dress. Now from my new armhole curve, I'm going to mark in my shoulder line, which is 2 inches from that point, and I'm going to connect that also to the other side of my pattern. And then draw in my new neckline, my new neckline. If you want your neckline to be deeper than this, feel free to drop your neckline like this, whatever your style calls for. This is just the basic foundation for a monostrap top or blouse. At the neckline, I went downwards by 1/4 inch and connected that back into the shoulder line. This is basically all the contour you need for your back pattern. Now if you find that your neckline at the back is still gaping, you can go ahead and take this contour, which you're going to go down on the shoulder tip 5 inches, connect that to your dart leg, your center dart leg, draw a straight line and connect that point to the dart legs of your waistline. And here you'll be taking out a bit of contour, and that's all there is to this pattern. You can go ahead and add and extend your other dart leg upwards and cut out your pattern pieces and sew them. add your seam allowances and sew it up, and that's basically it. If you like this video, please subscribe to the channel, leave me a thumbs up, and I'll see you in the next one. Bye.